writers had. And all they care about is, how can I put myself in the book? No, we don't care what you would do if you were Iron Man. We don't care who you are. You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book. If that's the case, write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares. People grew up, are growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's again how most of these new people write nowadays. That's why most of the stuff is shit. Because
I can't believe, stuck in the dark room, lost in the light, stories at a time, fuck in the end, you're my side, like I can't take this worthless, fucking night, fuck. I'm Batman.
Now look, the Post, it flies. The news, look, Ma, no wires. The Times, blue bomb buzzes Metropolis. The Planet, we're sitting on top of the story of the century here. I want the name of this flying whatchamacallit to go with the Daily Planet like bacon and eggs. Franks and beans, death and taxes, politics and corruption.
Mic check, 1, 2. What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? I don't know. I'll be having strokes mid-sentence. What's up, everybody, man? How's it hanging? Welcome to Monday stream number 5. This is another episode of Hang Out with Your Floppy on a Monday late night with your boy, Decrepit, your humble host. Hope everybody's been doing well. I've been gone, man. Been gone for a while. I've been having a lot of real life stuff thrown at me. That's just sometimes how it goes. But, you know, we just roll with the punches when we can, man. Finally was able to set aside some free time for this. So really excited to come back to you guys tonight. We are here to talk about floppy books, comic book chat, comic book recommendations. You already know we are not missing a beat. We're getting right back to it. Shout out to everybody that was already in the chat pre-stream, you know, pre-coming on the stream. We had Darth Pause in the building. Welcome back. Love these streams. Glad you were free again. What's up, Pause? Good to see you, man. We got Oddball in the building. He said, what? What is up, Pause? Or what is up, Oddball? Good to see you. Sorry, man. I'm just back and forth with the chat. Got to get back into the swing of things. What's good, man? Yo, the peak is back. Fire emojis and clapping hands. What's up, SWA? How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, and what's up, Oddball? How's it going, man? Yeah, so welcome back, guys. We're just going to go ahead and get right back into it. No dilly-dallying it for any further needed. Let's go ahead and talk about some comic books, guys. We're going to go ahead and share the screen right now. And let's go ahead and get to leagueofcomicgeeks.com. You know, this is where we always go when we're going to be looking and talking about the new books that are hitting upcoming this week. So I'll be, let's get that ad, rid of that ad. Before we start, I'll just go ahead and be frank with everybody, be clear and honest. I have been away for a while from YouTube, of course. You know, that's not a mystery. We will discuss the 80 subscribers milestone here at the end of the stream. Don't worry, we will acknowledge that great achievement. But yeah, I have been on a hiatus, real life, like I said, and I haven't really been able to keep up with like the weekly comics. I've been picking up the books, but I haven't been reading them per se, so I've missed like the last 3 weeks of reading has escaped me. So we're going to go ahead and go over what's new, what's coming out this week, and then we'll touch on base on some of the series that I've been kind of like keeping up with, but I just got to like catch up on the last like 3 issues more or less. So getting into it, we're going to go ahead and start. We got Absolute Batman number 9 hitting this Wednesday on the release end. And the synopsis for this one goes, it says an all new arc starts here. The latest development in saving the derelict and despondent of our society is a facility known as Arc M, a fully operational institution that has played a rather sizable part, on purpose or not, in the creation of evil, and it's active. So when Bruce tries to infiltrate it, they forgot to put two, infiltrate it and distill its secrets. A new villain from Gotham City arrives to deal with the problem. An old adversary of Alfred's, a man known only as Bane. So here we go. We got Absolute Batman number 9. We got Bane gracing the cover right here. So for those that weren't familiar, the original creator of Bane, had a few choice words when he posted it on X, talking about the design basically for this new Absolute Batman character, or their iteration of Bane. Excuse my word salad mouth tonight, guys. But anyway, so I think his name is, I think it was, excuse me, guys, sorry about that. Graham Nolan was the creator of the villain we all know as Bane, and he had some choice words he said on X, basically calling this design an abomination. So, in light of that little bit of a jab from basically the original creator of the Bane character, Snyder went ahead and titled the story for this issue of Absolute Batman number 9 Abomination. So he went ahead and did a play on the little bit of a sly that the creator had thrown their way, and he just went ahead and rolled with it and owned it, and just went ahead and said, like, hey man, you want to go ahead and call that's a great idea for a name. So yeah, we got the Abomination storyline starting from Absolute Batman number 9. I've not been keeping up with Absolute Batman, being 100% clear with you guys. I did not read the last like 3 issues, so I'm still stuck on issue 5 or 6, I want to say. So hate me for it, but that's just being the honest truth with you guys. So that's what's going on with Absolute Batman right now. Got to catch up on that one, because I did find it quite entertaining, to say the least. But Darth Paz said it's probably better than the Nolan Bane low bar. Yeah. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Hated that Bane. And that was Tom Hardy. Yeah, still can't believe that was Tom Hardy. I'm always clicking these ads away, guys. You'll have to excuse me. But anyway, we got Action Comics number 1087 is hitting this week as well. Ultimate X-Men is at number 16 right now on the run. Ultimate Black Panther is one up on that, and it's got an issue number 17 right now. I think I ended my run of reading Ultimate Black Panther after issue 3, I want to say. And then I was just like, I saw where it was going. I was just like, this isn't really for me. So I just went ahead and stopped after issue 3. Transformers is hitting issue number 21 this week, and it's the face-off you demanded between Optimus and Spoiler is here. Optimus and who? Only time will tell to see who is the big showdown. We got Daniel Warren Johnson on the writing, Jorge Corona, and Mike Spencer on the color of this one in particular right here. So Transformers issue number 21, there is a showdown between Optimus and a yet to be announced bad guy. That is Transformers number 21. Playing some Injustice 2, I had Batman Destroy Batwoman in the campaign. Nice. I haven't actually beat the story for Injustice 2 SWA, but I have to get back on it, bro. I have to get back on it. And then Dark Knight Trilogy is so mid. There's things I can appreciate about it, but I don't enjoy the Sorry about that, folks. Ended up kicking myself out. Don't know how that happened. I haven't finished the story either, just playing the campaign. Yeah. I haven't finished it. I did enjoy the first game. Injustice 1 was great, but I forgot where I was in the middle of, so you'll have to excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I ended up hitting the backspace on the wrong. This is what happens, man. Returning to streaming jitters, basically. I know it's funny. Pause. I know. Sorry about that, guys. This is gonna get clipped by one of my buddies, basically, because they're gonna be like, "Decrepit forgot how to stream," and then I'm gonna get called a boomer. So it's all right. I can't believe that. Yeah, I did actually just show my StreamYard. There we go. All right, we're back in action. We're back in action. And then SWA said, I have to level up my account when eventually playing another chapter on mobile. Oh, you're on the mobile? Okay, got you. I was playing it on the PS4. I have the deluxe or the ultimate Injustice 2 edition for Injustice 2. But anyway, all right, back to floppies. Sorry about that, guys. If you guys want to just go ahead, I'll put a timestamp when I stop shenaniganizing with and messing up the stream. We got Batman and Robin issue number 22. The new IDW run from TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is at issue number 9. Something is Killing the Children is hitting issue 42. That's been a solid run in the making over there at Boom Studios. They've been coasting on that one. Magic, based on Magic the Gathering, is entering issue number 6. We're getting Spawn in issue number 365 right here. And the synopsis for Spawn issue 365, it says right here as follows: Hell is broken free and is spilling out onto Earth. Angels and demons are fighting in the streets. Only one man can put a stop to the carnage, and that is Spawn. And we got, of course, Mr. Todd McFarlane basically writing the script, and we got Brett Booth on the interior artwork right here. So that is Spawn issue number 365. I kind of have been down and out of Spawn, I'll be honest with everybody. Ooh, that Cygor cover B is not too bad. It's by Mark Spears variant, not bad. Very cool, very cool. But like I said, I kind of been down and out on the Spawn series. I stopped around like issue 359, so about like 5-6 issues prior to this. So I got to catch up back on the Spawn series. Definitely won't lie there, but we will definitely catch back up because Spawn is ongoing, one of the longest ongoing comics, if not the longest ongoing series of all time. Peak fire. And then, of course, we got Geiger, issue number 15. Haven't really kept up on Geiger. Death of the Silver Surfer, issue number 1. Now, I don't know anything of this. You guys know I follow DC more than anything, especially when it comes to Marvel. I might buy a few more DC books than I do indie lately because some of the Green Lantern and Absolute stuff has been pretty decent for me to follow. So in that regard, I'll say that. But when it comes to Marvel, nothing really catches my eye. I just clicked on this because I want to see the synopsis of this storyline that they got right here. This is titled Death of the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer returns to defend a war-ravaged Earth, but Norrin has a galaxy-sized target on his back. A new enemy will stop at nothing to steal away everything the Surfer is or ever will be. A single human life may be all that decides the Surfer's salvation or damnation. If the Surfer falls, who then wields the awesome power cosmic? And what of the Surfer's old master, Galactus, devourer of worlds? Guest starring the Fantastic Four, Greg Pak pens the Sentinel of the Spaceway's next tragic epic with superstar illustrator Sumit Kumar. So there you go, right there. 32 pages, $4.99 cover price. We got the Death of Silver Surfer, issue number 1. They got a few variants that they're dropping on this. Marvel variants don't really impress me like that right there. Like, just nothing's ever going to top Kirby at all. Jack Kirby is King Kirby. Yeah, like what is this, dude? That looks like just melted trash. Sorry, guys. I'll get off. I'm not going to get too serious on this. After all, it is just Marvel. And then we got real quick in the chat, Yo Decrepit, how you been? Haven't seen you live in a while. I've been good, man. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the stream, just that some real life stuff happened. Real life hits you hard. So that's all I'll say on that regard. But good to be back. Good to see you guys. Been reading some KOTOR comics. Nice Little Republic's a good run, bro. Dark Horse, great run. Great publishing of Star Wars expanded universe stuff. I haven't read any comics recently, but I'm planning on starting Naruto. I've seen the full series and want to read the manga now. You should, bro. You should. I haven't read the entire manga of Naruto. Read some Shippuden content, but other than that, yeah, definitely feel that. I need to get back on the comics too. Nerd Rock is so fake. He waits for someone to say something and react so he can copy that reaction. Oh yeah, really? I haven't. I just realized. I'm sorry, Vex. What's up, man? I realized that you just popped in the room and that was you that asked that. I'm sorry, man. Good to see you. Wishing you well, brother. Yeah, man. Good to hear that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I haven't been keeping up. I haven't really been watching YouTube lately, like downloading a whole lot of like other YouTubers' content. I definitely fell off of like keeping up with nerdrotic stuff and like the geeks and gamers realm. I haven't really been keeping up to date on what they've been talking about, but if I know them, I've seen the thumbnails as I scroll on YouTube, and they've kind of just been muddling around the same kind of topics and stuff. So that's not a slight to them, but it's just I'm like, if I've heard it once, I don't need to hear about Rachel Zegler and Snow White anymore. It's kind of played out at this point. Yeah, Shippuden is so gas. Yes, sir. All right. So anyway, getting back to comics, guys. Sorry, I just had to keep up in the chat. I know everybody's excited that we're back. So like I said, man, I'm trying to fit this into my real life and the developments that have come with it. So I will try to get we'll talk about it at the end when in regard to Unlimited Tirade. We got King Spawn hitting issue number 46, Green Lantern Corps number 5. I have to catch up with this series in particular right here. I did leave off at Green Lantern Corps issue number 2. I do have issues 3, 4, and 5 in the box because I did go and pick up all of my books that the shop was holding for me. Shout out to my local shop for that. But yeah, I left off on issue 2. I like Guy Gardner in the oh, they're not showing the cover for that one. I like the stuff with Kilowog and Guy Gardner, of course, in this one. Those are some of my favorite lanterns to read about. And then, of course, Jeremy Adams, the great Mr. Jeremy Adams, is writing on this, along with someone named Morgan Hampton. Don't know too much about her. And then an artist, we have V. Ken Marion and Serge Acuna and Arif Prianto on the coloring for this one. So the synopsis, real quick, I'll read it for you guys. The OA station crew and the field team converge as Simon Boz and Team Lantern Kelly Quintella meet up with Guy Gardner and his new partner, Lantern Narf, as they all race to escape the crooks of Necrocopia in one piece. All this plus Space Cabbie. Yeah, sorry about that. I can't pronounce stuff to save my life. All right, so that's the synopsis for that one. Real quick, I'm going to take a swig of some mineral water because parched. Whew, sorry about that, guys. I had a little sip of the mineral water. It makes you burp. Good day. What's up, Narrow Dark? What's up, brother? Good to see you. Welcome back, man. Was able to sneak in a stream tonight, given all the stuff going on. So good to see you, bro. What Star Wars movie novel would you recommend? I've only read the Revenge of the Sith novel. Definitely Return of the Jedi. The Return of the Jedi novel is an easy one to get through. And when I say easy, it doesn't mean like it's boring writing. It's amazing writing, especially when you get towards like the third and final act with Luke and Vader on the Death Star with the Emperor. That stuff is just immaculate. Real quick, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I can go ahead and look it up for us. What year was Return of the Jedi novel released? May 12th, 1983, and it was published by Del Rey, written by James Caan, that Caan being Kahhn. So there you go, right there. Return of the Jedi novelization is great. Definitely go check that out, SWA. And then we got Vex saying good day. Narrow Dark, you had a lot of EU haters in the comments on your last video. Okay. I got to catch up with YouTubes and my fellow YouTubers and all this stuff that they've been cooking up. Shout out to Narrow Dark, though, man. Good to see you in here, brother. All right, let's go ahead and move it on. We talked about Green Lantern Corps number 5. We got New Avengers issue number 1, Deadpool Wolverine issue number 6 happening currently. And then scrolling on down, they revamped with another Star Wars series from Marvel. We got a new Star Wars series. I don't know what volume this is, volume 37 or something of Marvel Star Wars rebooting. Star Wars issue number 2. Conan the Barbarian number 21. Deadpool Kills the Universe. The Marvel Universe One Last Time number 3. We got Deadpool taking on Red Hulk on the cover of that one. Eddie Brock Carnage number 5. I left off on issue number 2 of this one, so I got to catch up again. So sorry for you guys that have to hear me just say I'm playing catch up, but that's just what's going on right now, man, and it can't be helped. Search and rescue or manhunt. It's a race against the clock as Eddie and Misty Knight track down the passengers of the Oceanic Airlines flight 814 crash, but Carnage won't give something for nothing, and the Aberrant Crimes Division agent is looking like a particularly apt reward for his cooperation. Okay, there we go. I have to catch up on this one. Writer is Charles Soule, artist is Juanan Ramirez, colorist Eric Arseniga, and then letterer is Joe Sabino. Okay, that's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and keep on going from there, trucking along. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, clearly there's some stuff I got to catch up with for you guys. So, all right. Dum-dum, scrolling. Announcing what I'm doing while I'm scrolling. This is for the people that are just listening. I'm scrolling right now. We got Giant Size Dark Phoenix Saga number 1. Don't know why they're keep ripping off homage pictures and portraits. I Hate Fairyland issue number 41. Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman issue number 1. Boom Studios is Hello Darkness number 11. And we get into some of the there's a lot of just not shit books that they're making. What the fuck? Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over number 3, and they're fucking including Etrigan the demon in this one. Joanne Starrer, I'm so sorry. Let's go ahead and give a highlight to this chick right here, dude, because this woman right here with this series has been just a pain and a thorn on the LCS rack when I see her books. And I've flipped through them. Fire and Ice number 1. I think that came out like last year. This one's been moving so slow. But yeah, I don't know who's buying this in. Stephen Byrne just looks like he wants to be put out of his misery that he has to work on this book. But anyway, yeah, like I flipped through issue number 1 of the first Fire and Ice series that she was a part of, and yeah, it's just not great stuff. Anyway, I hate it that it loads me all the way to the top and then I have to scroll back down. Oh, Aquaman number 6, missed that one right there. Aquaman number 6 hit the racks this Wednesday. And then we got Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch Ghost Agents number 4. That's a fucking mouthful and a half. Oh, fuck you, Disney. Fuck you. I know it says Dark Horse because this is the new stuff by Dark Horse Publishing. And yeah, and then we got Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker adaptation number 5, dragging this shit out as much as they can. Sons of bitches. The last hope of the Resistance. Rey races to confront Palpatine, but can she stop him before the final order devastates the galaxy? Hope comes from unexpected places as the Resistance makes its last stand. Golly, dude, how long are they just gonna milk this shit? Because they're just like, oh, another comic to explain our shit movie. Story is Chris Terrio, Colin Trevorrow, Derek Connolly, J.J. Abrams, Jody Hauser, Will Sliney. Jesus Christ. Why does the editor-in-chief look like Boogie? I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be funny, dude, but man, that guy right there, the editor-in-chief on the screen, he looks like Boogie.
Yes, my mother twitted my fucking tipple.
I couldn't help it. You guys will have to excuse me. Real quick in the chat. Oof, Charles Soule. Hellos, what's up, Leland? How's it going? Good to see you. Hey, Jordan, Star Wars. Good to see you, man. Jordan, always a pleasure to have you in the room. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker adaptation issue number 5 is terrible. I would say so, dude. I would say so. This is just atrocious. Yeah, but we don't need to waste any more time on that one. Star Wars the new Star Wars faux canon put out by Disney, always needing to put out more published content, published works basically to explain their shit films. That's nothing new there, though. All right, this is one that I thought that was kind of interesting. I saw this. This is put out by Oni Press, the new EC Comics. This is Out of the Pages of Epitaphs from the Abyss. We all know that the new horror stuff is something I try to keep an eye out on. Big fan of horror and horror magazines and comics, all that kind of jazz. So the synopsis for this one reads, while you guys look at this gorgeous cover, a monstrous new EC Comics milestone rises from the grave this June. Oni Press presents the first look inside the next chapter of EC Comics Resurrection with Blood Type #1, the first issue of EC's first ever serialized horror spectacle from Hugo Award-nominated writer Corina Bechko, part of Cruel Universe, Green Lantern, Earth One, etc., and Eisner winner award-winning artist Andrea Sorrentino, Gideon Falls and Old Man Logan. Nice. Rising from the pages of her first appearance in last fall's Epitaphs from the Abyss #3, EC's own blood-splattered, bon vivant vampire will be making history as the first character to claw her way out of an iconic EC Comics short story and into the first ever standalone serialized horror series with the most notorious name in terror. When you're a vampire, everybody sucks sooner or later. Meet Ada, an immortal vampire whose misdeeds have landed her on the doorstep of an idyllic Caribbean resort, an island paradise teeming with wealthy tourists and superstitious locals, an ample food supply for the thirsty vamp looking to get away from it all. But as Ada stalks the boundaries of her new hunting ground, she'll soon become embroiled in a deadly game of cat and mouse by moonlight, as an older, wiser, and entirely different kind of predator reveals its own carnal hunger for greed and power. Who will survive when a brand new kind of blood type declares war on a cunning bloodsucker with nothing left to lose, and what will be left of them? Final order cutoff was May 19th. This is finally making its way on the shelf this Wednesday. This sounds pretty interesting. I'll always give something a chance for the first time, but the artwork on the inside's got to be good. And some of these, some of those variants are pretty all right. I'll give this one. I like this one a lot. That's pretty cool. Archive edition, pretty sick. So yeah, more to be announced on this. Like it said. It's got Corina Bechko on this one and Eisner Award-winning artist Andrea Sorrentino. So definitely going to keep a lookout on this one. Blood Type #1. I will be picking that up, actually. Matter of fact. All right. I think we're getting close to the end of like the new releases, and then we can chit chat about a couple little things that maybe hit the news boards lately. After that one, we got Red Sonja and the Army of Darkness #3. Sorry about the ads, guys. Fantastic Four #6 facsimile. Gargoyles Demona #1. Don't know why they did that. Batman #9 facsimile edition. We got Sister Imperator #4. Frankenstein New World: The Sea of Forever #4. Gatchaman issue #10. Zootopia issue #4. Man, I'm so sorry, but I gotta say it. Every time I see shit like Zootopia, this is definitely like feeding into like the internal like fantasies for people that are freaks like furries, right? This is definitely one of those things. Every time I see stuff like that, so definitely gonna steer clear of that one. This one's kind of wild. Toxie Team Up #1 by featuring the Toxic Avenger and Jesus Christ. I don't know how some people will take this. People will probably call this definitely insert this in like the blasphemous catalog. But this one is written by Mark Russell, and artist is Richard Pace. Spinning straight out of the acclaimed solo title, the Toxic Avenger battles alongside some of comics' greatest and most controversial superstars in the surprise limited series. First up from Ahoy's own Second Coming, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, written and drawn by the smash hit comics creative team, Mark Russell and Richard Pace, with a cover by Toxie's own artist, Fred Harper. So there we go. Toxic Avenger and Jesus Christ. That's something, ain't it? We're going to go ahead and get out of there. But I just wanted to point that out. That's the type of shit that definitely can be cooked up in the indie space and not have a whole lot of light shine on it. Okay, scrolling down. Real quick, catching up on this. Decrepit, are you in any way excited for Superman? We can talk about Superman after we do comics, but I definitely don't know exactly how to feel when it comes to Superman. All right. I'm just catching up on the chat. I was looking back through Starfighter, Crossbones, Jedi Council, Acts of War, Jedi Quest, Dawn of the Jedi, Knight Errant, Lost Tribe of the Sith, Spiral Jedi versus Sith comics. Yeah, yeah, I like Tribe of the Sith. That one's really pretty good. I did complete that one. Yeah, it's pretty blasphemous. Yeah, it is for sure. Lex is the audience stupid outfit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're almost wrapped up, guys. Don't worry. We're almost wrapped up with some of the new releases. I think we covered the ones that we definitely want to give light to. Grim Tales of Terror is hitting issue number 6. There's a new one coming out of Artists, Writers, and Artisans Incorporated called The Purpose Project. Don't know nothing about that. Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 1, second printing, Ryan Otley. This one's been going crazy in like the conventions, Battle Beast and Battle Beast variants. Everybody's been definitely trying to nab a copy of that. We got a nice little variant coming from Alexander Lozano, second printing of Summer of Superman special number 1. We got a nice little like dainty little pinup kind of style of Supergirl right there. That one looks pretty neat. And they are going into a third printing for Absolute Batman number 4. And more variants of the Battle Beast stuff. Okay, all right. Just scrolling down here some more just to make sure we're not missing anything that's like super important. But you never know, man. Captain Planet and the Planeteers, don't know anything about that. I've been seeing the Captain Planet stuff on the racks, but don't know nothing about it. All right. Yeah, I think that covers probably a lot of the stuff that's going to be coming out this week for on Wednesday. Do not go and support any of these new Disney Star Wars comics, guys. We don't need that shit in our community. Just putting that point blank out there. All right, so we'll go ahead and stop sharing this one for the time being. Come on, screen. Don't do it to me. There we go. All right. So basically, there was a question on how I felt about Superman. Superman is definitely one of those movies that's coming out this year that I'm indifferent. My opinions changed. I was excited at one point, but then more and more of the stuff with the rollout regarding James Gunn and his approach to the whole thing, and how he's kind of just been like slapping his name on everything, opening his mouth about little bit of tidbits if people are whining or basically being critical at all of anything that they have seen from the pre-footage. So I'm not sure exactly how to feel on it. I don't really like James Gunn and his antics, but I definitely regard the fact and recognize that he is a comic book nerd, and he is a nerd of like the Bronze Age style of Superman and Batman, and he wants to bring back like Justice Society of America. He wants to bring back some of the Bronze Age goodness that we're used to, mixed in with probably some stuff by like Mark Waid and Alex Ross. It's mostly Alex Ross's Kingdom Come. So I definitely want to see some stuff in that regard. But as far as like hype for the movie, I've been kind of seeing like a lot of the footage is definitely getting the views and the likes and all of that stuff. But I definitely just, as lame as it sounds, we just have to wait and see, man. We just have to wait and see what they're going to bring us. Cause I don't know, dude, like people, you see some of the stuff, like, I don't know how to feel about the suit per se. The guy looks like he could play the part of Superman. I just got to see him act and hear him say some of the lines. Basically, I just need to see it. I just need to see it finally happen. That's all I'm going to say. But real quick, I'm just making sure. And then right here, look, comic book resources. I'm just looking off screen, but it says James Gunn confirms major update on Superman ahead of July release. Like the Superman director dishes on the last effects being put into the would-be summer blockbuster film of the DCU. What the heck? We'll go ahead and share this to the screen since we're talking about. We're gonna just go ahead and get into talking a little bit about the Superman stuff, or the Superman movie, I should say. So it goes to say right here, this is comicbookcbr.com, and this goes and says, the wait for James Gunn's Superman is nearly over, as it is set to fly into theaters on July 11th. Ahead of that date, the DC Studios co-CEO and writer-director of Superman took to social media on June 6th to confirm that the movie is 100% done. Just over a month to prepare for the release of the movie, Gunn via Instagram posted a photo of himself with the crew of Superman and a caption that read, "Our last visual effects shot has been finished and dropped into Superman. We are now 100% done. Thanks to all my collaborators. It has been a joy, and for the rest of you, I can't wait for you to see the movie July 11th." Right on, man. Earlier in the week, Gunn confirmed the runtime for the DC Universe film, saying that it would be 129 minutes, which is what is listed on the AMC Theaters website. The shorter runtime compared to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which clocked in at 143 minutes, had fans concerned that Warner Bros. Had somehow made Gunn shorten the runtime around the 2-hour mark. Zero truth to that, and they couldn't even if that's something they wanted to do. It's a DC Studios film, he stated. And you got some still shots from the movie, of course. Oh, they got that guy that played that Hydra character in the, or he was a Shield agent turned Hydra guy in the Marvel universe. So we got leftover Marvel characters and actors. The Lex Luthor in this looks pretty decent. I'm excited to see what this guy has, what he brings to the table, and we all know how I feel about the look for Guy Gardner and how it's Nathan Fillion. Don't know how to feel about that. And they go on to say Superman is poised to be a summer blockbuster, to be a huge summer blockbuster for Gunn, and a cast that includes David Cornsweet as Clark Kent, aka Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Isabella Merced as Hawk Girl, and Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern. Box Office Theory is tracking Superman to earn about 154 million and 185 million. Yeah, we'll see during its 3-day opening weekend. The film has a reported budget of 225 million. We all know that's probably a little more inflated than they let on. Industry insider Jeff Snyder is projecting Superman will debut with an estimated 175 million. So far in 2025, a Minecraft movie holds the number one spot for the highest earning opening weekend with 162 million. If Superman manages to surpass the 166 million mark, the movie would set a new high water mark for DC movies and would creep ahead of the previous records set by 2016's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah, for sure. And then it closes with Gunn Superman is the first film installment of the DCU continuity from DC Studios. The film is facing pressure after the struggles over the years with movies from the former DCEU, which closed out its films with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in 2023. Whether the newest Superman would garner sequel films remains to be seen. Didn't they already kind of start with the DC universe? Isn't Peacemaker a part of that? You know what I mean? Like, I know we've talked about it before, man, but I think Peacemaker is definitely a part of the new stuff, even though he's affiliated with like the older Suicide Squad content from Zack Snyder's. Sorry, I had to itch. Zack Snyder's universe. So yeah, don't know where it starts and ends. Really, legit. There's animated content that's been put out by DC and posted on Max, HBO Max, basically. Shows that are basically, I'm kind of like mixing words right now or just kind of being mull about it, but basically I feel like the universe already kind of started and in like other senses of just this film, and we're not exactly sure on how people are going to take this as a whole. So yeah, we'll definitely have to see. And then the last little paragraph says, Cornsweet previously commented on returning to the DCU in a potential sequel, saying, "I don't think it's up to me to answer that. It's up to James Gunn, who has a terrific imagination. I'm just where they need me to be to say what was written, although that doesn't always happen. Superman will debut in movie theaters on July 11th. So, yeah. Oh, we had something starting to play in the background. So, yeah. Creature Commandos. Thank you, Leland. Thank you very much. The Tism and Tard in me needs somebody to help me out sometimes. Done until more reshoots. Yeah, because wasn't it that thing that they were talking about, the social media stuff where Lex Luthor was like having like these like monkeys basically on websites and like shamming and spamming and shit posts about Superman and their universe. That just sounds all kind of weird and messed up, especially if they harp on it for a thing that brings Superman down and he's like self-conscious about his social media presence or his like the public's opinion of him on social media. Yeah, that's going to be kind of corny basically, but he worked out, yet they gave him that suit. Superman will be gay. game of the got GOTG 2 quality pretty bad. What am I fucking what was my brain not synapsing for this? GO2G. You guys are all gonna laugh at me and correct me right now once you guys all tell me what he's talking about. Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry about that. It'll be quality pretty bad. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 wasn't really anything to marvel at. Hold on real quick, guys. Another little swig of the mineral water. Whew. Our stuff makes you burp like crazy. But yeah, so more to see on that to wrap it up on the Superman topic. I don't know what you guys feel about it. You can let me know in the comments. Definitely let me know in the chat right now what you guys are feeling about Superman, David Cornsweet, James Gunn. But yeah, remains to be seen. I'm not too hyped on it. I didn't think the Superman trailer looked very good. Yeah, the trailer was kind of like definitely the teaser version of it, and then when the full trailer came out and we saw like the robots carrying in a damaged like Clark, and then being dragged by Crypto, which I'm not really too thrilled about the design for Crypto, but apparently that's what James Gunn's dog breed was, that's what the breed of his dog that he owns is that. So yeah, not too psyched on him doing self-inserting like that. I didn't care for Peacemaker or Creature Comforts. Got you. Is Blue Beetle part of it? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like in the time span of stuff that was released, Blue Beetle was pretty close. So I don't know. I didn't watch Blue Beetle. I didn't give it a chance. I didn't even watch the Aquaman sequel because I saw what they did. Or, yeah, like I wasn't a fan of it. But all right, I was reading something off screen. But yeah. Blue Beetle is semi-canon, I heard. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, man, everybody's kind of feeling that way. Everything's up in the air when it comes to the DCU, so more to be announced. James Gunn's really full of himself when it comes to like his ego, and everyone, he's still calling it James Gunn's Superman. So yeah, we'll see what happens in that regard. Speaking of DC Comics or DCU, Aquaman had a sequel. Yes, it did. Darth Pause. This was just one little article that I was going to share for us to read together. It says, as soon as I can get it shared on screen, DC Studios reportedly won't promote upcoming movies at San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, that's a good sign. Marvel Studios is skipping next month's San Diego Comic-Con, and now DC Studios will also reportedly refrain from promoting their films at the annual FanCon. SDCC is 2 weeks after Superman arrives in theaters, so the company won't be doing anything on that front. And Supergirl doesn't hit theaters until June 26th of 2026, so DC Studios is biding its time before making any reveals, according to the Hollywood Reporter's Heat Vision newsletter. THR adds, though, that DC Studios is going all in on Peacemaker. Okay, so there we go. More Peacemaker. The hit John Cena, the Suicide Squad spinoff created by DC co-chief James Gunn. Peacemaker will have a big footprint at the convention, a move that signals DC and Max's confidence in season 2, which bows August 21st. And while DC had no comment, there could be a Hall H panel for the show. IGN has reached out to DC Studios for comment, but has not heard back at the time of publishing. So there you go, man. Peacemaker is part of the DC universe, and it's already something that's going to maintain a presence because clearly they're coming for a season 2, and they had some success with this one on streaming service. So they're definitely going to be banking on bringing back in more of that money. Bring back John Cena, make him work till he's fucking 80. If there is a Hall H panel for Peacemaker Season 2, then it would seem plausible that talent potentially attending could include DC studio bosses James Gunn and Peter Safran, and cast members John Cena, Daniel Brooks, Freddie Stroma, Jennifer Holland, Steve Agee, Robert Patrick, Frank Grillo, Sol Rodriguez, David Denman, and Tim Meadows. If Peacemaker does have a panel at July's SDCC, perhaps the upcoming HBO Max series Lanterns will also be there. The show, starring Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre as Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, respectively, is currently in production. Yeah, we know that's going to be a part of this universe for sure. We'll know what DC Studios' final SDCC plans are closer to when the convention takes place from July 24th to July 27th. As revealed in the Peacemaker Season 2 trailer, there are 2 Peacemakers this season. Gunn and Cena appeared together at CCXP Mexico last week, where Gunn said the mystery of how there could be 2 versions of Christopher Smith will be answered in the new season's first episode. All right, there we go. And then, let me see right here. They have a Superman official rivalry 30-second spot, TV spot. Let me see if it loads. If it doesn't load for us, we'll go ahead and
What you're looking at is the most powerful being on planet Earth.
I will not accept that. Got to get back to the fray.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Rated PG-13. Only in theaters July 11th.
I don't know, dude. Some of these. All right, we'll go ahead and close this. Stop sharing the screen. We can talk a little bit more still about this Superman topic. That footage, man. I don't know, because come on, tab. Sorry about that, guys. Had a little bit of lag to close the tab. Yeah, I just don't know how to feel about some of the footage that I see, like some of the CG or the special effects and the CGI looking a little like kind of blobby and when it's moving fast. So I don't know. We'll have to see. DC really took a fucking gut punch when they released that trash that was the Flash film, and like, not to get crazy on it, but that movie looked just awful. I hate Ezra Miller attempting to act and even think he would be someone as iconic as Barry Allen, and the choice that they made to cast him as that role was just poorly miscast, horrible mistake on their part. Bringing back Michael Keaton for the Flash was also a spit in the face to fans that love the character of Michael Keaton's version of Batman from the Tim Burton films. So yeah, definitely don't feel too great about that. And knowing that that's what they had to piggyback off of, seeing the CGI in this, I just hope I hope the CGI is going to be a little bit more up to par. I don't know if Superman will break even. What was it, the budget, man? 225 million. So we'll see, dude. We'll see. Don't the Justice League appear in Peacemaker? How does this work? Yeah. You fucking tell me, man. The Justice League showing up, it's not canon anymore. Yep. The James Gunn League. There you go. We could just leave right there. The James Gunn League. That's what it's all about, bud. Yeah, but the clusterfuck and the mess that is the DC universe. I would like to see it have some synergy and being brought back to its bare bones and brought back to form, as well as a lot of you guys would probably like to see it happen. So the comics lane for DC is still up in the air. We don't know. There's a few good books out. Definitely way more trash than there is good stuff, but that's usually what's going on for the current market of comics and the current temperature of the room when it comes to the comic book industry. But we got New York, Florida, man, saying, yo, what's up, man? Whoa, we came back. Welcome back. Everything is banked on Superman. Man, I hope it's good. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, dude. I really want it to be good. I want it to be good. I want it to be great. I want it to like blow my socks off, you know what I mean, when I'm sitting in the theater, because I am going to go to the theater to watch it. But yeah, a lot of the stuff is banking on this. If this tanks, then they're going to can and scrap the Supergirl movie that they just announced, and they're probably going to second guess the Green Lantern show. Like, everything ties together in the first movie that you put out that's supposed to have some of the seeds planted that ties the rest of your universe to it. If that's bad, if that fails, that's not going to be a good few years, man. James Gunn's probably going to throw his hands in the air and start talking on Twitter and telling everybody how they're mean and they don't understand the real form of comic book movie art. So definitely part of that. I doubt I will see Superman. Just not interested in any new comic book content. And that's a sad, man. But luckily, we can give each other recommendations here in the chat and in the comment section. If you're catching this on the replay, definitely leave comic book recommendations for everybody. If you guys aren't feeling the stuff that's coming out nowadays, there's a plethora, hundreds, if not thousands, of amazing superhero stories for you guys to go back in time on the digital or the physical form and go read for yourself. I don't go to the theaters. I'll probably Jack Sparrow it. That's fair enough too, my friend. Fair enough too. Hopefully you can get a high HD quality copy or stream of when you Jack Sparrow it. I like that. I'm gonna start saying that for the term we're all referring to. Jack Sparrow it. I like that. And then to close that on out, this was something that I saw that was just this is just stupid. This is just stupid, me being funny, basically to bring this up. And of course, in regards to some Star Wars topics, Screen Rant put out this basically this article published 11 hours ago. Mark Hamill throws shade at the Star Wars sequel trilogy, makes Revenge of the Sith's worst decision even more confusing. So I know this is comic book stuff, but I couldn't pass this up. You guys haven't heard me talk about anything Star Wars related, so I wanted to sneak this in here for the ending of the stream topics. It goes as follows. Iconic Luke Skywalker actor Mark Hamill highlights one key difference between the original Star Wars trilogy and the sequels, which meant a jab at the sequel trilogy and the revelation that one decision in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, was even more confusing than it seemed. Of all Star Wars movies and TV shows, the sequel trilogy remains one of the most controversial. In fact, not only does much of the fan base consider all three among Star Wars' worst movies, but Hamill himself has already taken swipes at the trilogy before. Yep, no news there. Yeah, even though I don't like really Mark Hamill personally, he's a fucking weirdo and a fucking douche. He's a douchebag. He can go force himself. Yeah, I definitely can agree with him there that when he was trashing the sequel trilogy, basically on the fucking promo and release tour for the film before The Last Jedi came out, he was talking a lot of like like subliminal like shit talking, and then Ryan Johnson had to fucking nip him in the butt several times. But anyway, it goes and says, now in an interview on Today, Mark Hamill again shared his views on the Star Wars sequel trilogy, which interestingly not only meant a criticism of those movies, but also revealed that one terrible Revenge of the Sith decision was actually even worse than it seemed. Hamill explained, when I would complain about things in the third one, I said, Luke has lost his hand. He's got the black glove. Shouldn't it be about Luke struggling with turning to the dark side? George said, Mark, it's for children. And that's why he would never consider killing any of the main characters. In the new ones, they pop us off one at a time. Yeah, that's what they did. The comment about the sequel trilogy killing the original trilogy heroes one at a time reiterates a complaint Hamill has voiced about the sequels before, but the commentary on George Lucas's refusal to kill off main characters makes Revenge of the Sith even more confusing, as does arguably his points about Luke's struggle to resist the dark side. Do they know that they're talking about? Hold on. They're saying Revenge of the Sith, but Mark is referring to Return of the Jedi. Is this really happening right now? I want somebody, and these are photos of Return of the Jedi. Are they calling Return of the Jedi the Revenge of the Sith right now? Is that what's happening right now? I need somebody to like confirm this. Okay, hold on. I think they're gonna keep. Okay, they keep going. Okay, all right, they keep talking. Okay, I was getting ahead of myself. We can calm down. They kept talking. Mark Hamill's points about the sequel trilogy are understandable, as the decision to kill Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Leia Organa back to back tends to be one of the biggest complaints about the sequels. Yeah, and it's warranted. It's definitely warranted. You fucking killed off the legacy characters, and you know what? A lot of people can like harp on it and debate me or like really argue the fact, but they brought back them all as like old people, and if they were going to do the proper sequel trilogies with like stuff following like based off of like Truce at Bakura or Heir to the Empire, that kind of stuff. They definitely should have recasted more youthful, vibrant actors to play and portray the legacy characters, and that's the hill I'll die on. But anyway, it's also well known at this point that Hamill wasn't entirely pleased with how Luke's story was handled in the sequel trilogy, from comments about Luke using the Force so hard he died, as Hamill put it, to his lack of any lines in Star Wars The Force Awakens. However, two things about Hamill's recent comments make little sense. The first is regarding Luke's struggle with the dark side, when it could have been more overt, which perhaps what Hamill was looking for. Luke did struggle against a pull to the dark side in Return of the Jedi, particularly when he was fighting Darth Vader in the movie's final fight. Once Vader mentioned Leia, Luke nearly lost control, growing dangerously close to killing Vader and tapping into the dark side. Moreover, oh goddamn, fucking scrolling. Come on. Moreover, Hamill's comments about George Lucas not wanting to kill off the main characters make one Revenge of the Sith choice even more confusing. Are they going to talk about fucking Padme right now? Here we go. This has me even more confused about my least favorite Revenge of the Sith moment. In this interview, Hamill shared that George Lucas didn't want to kill off main characters in part because the movies were meant for children, and that would no doubt be upsetting. In addition to potentially being very unpopular, as the sequels ultimately proved to be, yet Revenge of the Sith killed off one of the most beloved characters, Padme Amidala. What's more, how Padme died become rather controversial, as her losing the will to live, as the medical droid said, was entirely antithetical to the character's nature up until that point. This makes my least favorite Revenge of the Sith moment more disappointing, especially because it was Lucas's original plan initially. Padme was going to go with Leia and Bail Organa to Alderaan for a time, eventually dying for some other cause. This raises the question, if George Lucas was against killing off main characters for the sake of child audiences, why did he decide to kill Padme? We may never get the answer, but Mark Hamill's recent interview does shed some interesting light on Star Wars, particularly Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, oh my gosh. So here we go. I'm in the chat with you guys. Let's dissect. Let's dissect, shall we? Fucking retards. Probably should just watch the interview. They're confused. Oh man. They mean Rise of Skywalker, right? Said Vex. I'm confused. Mark said the third one, so I think the article thought they meant episode 3. Nah, they cleared it up, but the connection that they tried to make between the death of the 3 most important characters in the original trilogy versus like a catalyst character, you could say, for like Anakin's turn to the dark side and the bringing forth of 2 of the most important characters in the Star Wars universe in the Force, you could say, Luke and Leia. Like, yeah, I look at Padme. She is a main lead in the prequel trilogy, but she kind of steps to the background after episode 2 to episode 3, or more of her catalytic role in her being like, you know, a pivotal moment for Anakin to having the need to turn to the dark side, and for bringing forth 2 of the Force's most powerful Force users in the new content moving forward. So basically the original. So yeah, I don't really see the correlation for the 2. Like, this is kind of a stretch, if that, and also banking on Mark Hamill's like little back and forth with George that we all know that he had, and a lot of people use this as like strong evidence for fighting against the fact of breaking down some of the Star Wars films' most pungent and controversial takes and decisions, basically by saying it's for kids. That's such a cop-out kind of thing to like base your argument off of. The Star Wars 1950s Panavision videos are better than the sequels. Yeah, they are. Fucking Screen Rant. True New York, Florida, man. If Padme lived past episode 3, there would have been a loose thread that needed to be explained between movies. Yeah, and like I hear that little thing that they tried to say where George like maybe could have intended on Leia or Padme, excuse me, going to Alderaan with Bail Organa and then dying of some other reason, but I don't know. I feel like it was too much for Padme to endure, and she like losing the will to live, dying of a broken heart. Like she said, Anakin, you're breaking my heart. You're going down the path I cannot follow. I don't know. It kind of doesn't really rub me the wrong way. It fits pretty decent given the tone and the events that have transpired in the in the 2 acts of episode 3. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely. That's how I feel about this Screen Rant with their retarded high temperature IQs. I'd say low temperature, if anything. This is definitely mid, if that. Yeah, this is definitely hogwash. But I had to just throw this out there because they wanted to bank on Mark Hamill saying something about the sequel trilogy, and they wrote an entire article about it, and not even 12 hours ago. So yeah, I had to give that to you guys because you haven't heard me spill on anything Star Wars, quote unquote, fake Star Wars related. But yeah, does anybody else have anything they'd like to discuss? If not, we can get into the closing of the stream, where I'm going to be just making a notice. However, we did actually cross a threshold in subscriber count for the channel. Just wanted to shout out to all of you guys real quick, and thank you from the bottom of my heart so much for getting me to 80 subscribers. We hit the 80 subscribers. Actually, oh, hold on a second. I'm going to go ahead and present the screen real quick just so we can glaze my channel for a moment. We have reached 81 subscribers with only 29 videos on the channel. Having started the channel around, I joined on February 19th, but I started dropping content. Let's go ahead and see when my first video dropped. My bonjour video. So being 7 months on the channel with not a whole lot of uploading and not a lot of activity, I apologize again for you guys. I'm trying to change that. But yeah, we are now 82 subscribers. You'll have to excuse me. So 82 subscribers on the channel, which is pretty sick. Thank you guys so much for getting to this point. We are going to be hitting 90, if not 100 by the end of the summer, God willing. So wanted to just shout out to all of you guys for that, for the goal being reached on that. Little goals, little baby steps, man, just to getting us out there a little bit more. I would love to get monetized and be able to do streams like twice a week regularly for you guys. So we'll get there one day, but don't you worry, don't you fret your little hearts. Just wanted to take a notice of that really quick. And like I said, man, life's been just been going crazy right now with real life stuff. I will definitely, don't quote me on this. You can clip me on it if you want to shove it in my face later for not following through. But this Friday or this Thursday coming up, I am going to try my best so we can get back to Unlimited Tirade. Like I said, I'm going to try my absolute best for us to get back to Unlimited Tirade, guys. I really want to bring it back, so you'll just have to bear with me as we try to make that happen for you guys. Wanted to say I really appreciate all of you guys following the channel and asking where I was, hitting me with the DMs on X. If you guys aren't already, make sure to follow me on X, and you can get a hold of me. My DMs are open. I do not block anybody ever. I always I always go unblocking, and DMs are open. But yeah, really quick, let's just see on chat. SWA said Screen Rant with the retard. Okay, we already covered that. George Lucas said Andor's trash. What's up, George? Good to see you, man. The Goober's loving the last couple of Andor episodes. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with Andor, the fucking Andor series. I have no idea what's going on with it. Haven't been watching it. I do not give fucking Disney my views or my money. None of the above. Nice. Let's keep it up. Thank you very much, New York, Florida, man. Have you seen the trailer for an animated fan film called KOTOR Echoes of Malachor? No, but I will watch that, man. Maybe I will late tonight. Maybe I'll record another reaction video so I can get some more content on the channel for you guys. And then New York, Florida, man said you have 86 subs now. Oh shit! Wow, thank you guys. I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate that. We're getting to another milestone here. So here, not too far from it now. If you guys would do me a favor, man, you guys can share the stream on X. You guys can post the replay for it if you guys wish to be that generous. We always appreciate everybody sharing it out and spreading the good word. Tonight we talked about some comic books, and we did give our take on some of the comic book related media that is going to be releasing this year. The Superman film definitely being the highlight. of that conversation. So if anybody else has comic book recommendations, feel free to drop it in the live chat. And if you guys are covering this or watching this, I should say, on the replay, definitely go check out the comment section. Sometimes we have somebody that wants to be ballsy and drop a comic book recommendation here and there. So we definitely are trying to build that community out, make you guys open a book every now and then, check out beautiful comics and the stories that have happened in the past. Punisher meets Archie. Sick. Right on. Darklight Films is the channel name. Oh, for the KOTOR Echoes of Malachor. Okay, thank you, SWA. Thank you, bro. I'll definitely I'm gonna check that out. Maybe we'll, like I said, maybe I'll do a reaction video for that tonight. But yeah, and then I think that was a comic book recommendation from New York, Florida, man. Punisher meets Archie. I'll have to look that up too. If that's not a real thing, then good on the troll, bro. But all right, I think we're over an hour, so we'll go ahead and wrap up on that note, guys. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, this has been Decrepit Man coming at you live with another Monday stream. This is Monday stream number 5. Hang out with your floppy. Always good to see you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. SWA, George, New York, Florida, man. We had Vex in the building as well. We had Leland March, Darth Paws, SWA, if I already didn't say your name already, man. And we had Jordan Star Wars. So shout out to all of you guys, man. Oddball too in the room. So shout out to all of you guys, man. Thank you guys so much. And be sure to check out the replay. Be sure to check out the replay, share the replay, and go ahead and follow me on X to see what I post about in the future. So we already got Peace, Peak Fire. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to all of you guys in the room, man. And we'll go ahead and call that a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.
Writers had. And all they care about is, how can I put myself in the book? No, we don't care what you would do if you were Iron Man. We don't care who you are. You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book. If that's the case, write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares. People grew up, are growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's again how most of these new people write nowadays. That's why most of the stuff is shit. But